Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Universe According to David. So, should we be worried about our Social Security? Should we be worried about our Medicare or our Medicaid if you're on Medicaid? Should you be worried if you're a disabled person collecting Social Security? Well, I am. I'm very worried about it, and it would be devastating for me and my wife if I lost my Social Security. If I lost my Medicare, I'd be in very bad trouble. I rely heavily on my health care coverage because, as many of you know, I have a lot of health issues. Now, I don't like to talk about politics to other people. It never, the conversation never goes well. Me and my brother, when we get together once in a while, inevitably the conversation will get around back to politics in some way, and it never ends well. My brother takes the opposite view that I do, so I don't like to talk about politics, and so we try to steer clear of that. But I'm not going to say who I voted for. I didn't like either candidate. I didn't like Kamala Harris. I didn't think that she was the best choice. I didn't think Trump was the best choice, but I went with my own way of voting, and I hope that I just trusted and hoped that whoever won would do the right thing, would do things that are in the best interest of average American human beings like you and I. So we've all seen what's going on in the news media recently, all this pushback, this blowback against Trump and Elon Musk and all these things that are going on, federal workers being laid off, being bullied and things like that. And it's all over the news media. I mean, it's all over YouTube. I mean, I can't almost get to the regular YouTube channels that I watch, like camping channels and music channels, because it's just all over there. And this is what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that right now, of course, there's a big, this is the big news story these days. But what I'm afraid of is that eventually the news media is going to get tired of reporting on this stuff, and it's all just going to go away and it'll be business as usual. And if that happens, I think that's Trump and Elon Musk's plan, is to just ride the wave of all this negative pushback that they're getting right now. They know that eventually everything will settle back down. We'll all get used to all the federal workers being laid off. We'll all get used to the IRS people that are being laid off. I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. I suppose it is. I don't like to hear anybody lose their job. And we'll be we'll be complacent again, and then they'll make their next thing. I mean, they're already circumnavigating our democratic processes anyway, and I'm really worried about it. But there's nothing that we can do about it individually, and I think what we do need to do is call on a lot of these big YouTube channels, big influencers, even people that are big influencers on television, like the news media and things like that. I think we need to call on them and collectively, suggest that they get together and, be the driving force behind and the voice for the average American human being today. Because our representatives are only working in their best interest. We all know this. When was the last time a representative came to you or asked you in a town hall meeting how you'd want them to vote on a certain bill? They don't ask anybody. They just vote the way they want to vote, the way they think is best and in their best interest. They're not doing anything in our own best interest. And you can see the blowback today on the news with all these town hall meetings going on with Republican representatives. And they're just getting kind of booed off the stage. People are not standing for it anymore. But what's going to happen when we settle back down to complacency? What I'm afraid of is that then Trump is going to take the next step, And I'm afraid that one of the next steps might be to take more control for himself. I mean, he declared himself the king of the United States already, which is really messed up. I mean, what other president have you ever heard of in your entire life that has said anything like that, that is doing these type of things? So, I mean, it might be possible that, they have talked about, the Republican Party has talked about getting rid of entitlement programs, which is our Social Security, our Medicare, our Medicaid. So I'm afraid that once all this pushback settles down and it's forgotten about, and people go back to just settling for the way things are, that they'll make another big thing, another big push, and it might be our Social Security. So what can we do about it? Well, again, I think the best thing to do is not write your congressmen, not write your representatives, because they don't read those emails anyway. I guarantee those things all go into the trash. They never get read. I don't think your mail gets read. So I think we need to go directly to some of these big influencers, these big YouTube channels that have 4 or 5, 10 million subscribers that people really listen to, and write them and ask them to all get together and speak for us as U.S. citizens, and have them demand what we want. I think that's the best strategy. As far as us individually, my advice to you, like what I'm doing and my wife's doing right now, we're trying to figure out a plan B. We're trying to figure out right now if my Social Security did get cut or eliminated, could we still live, or how would we live? What would we need to do to adjust? What other possible income sources could we have? I've been back in touch with a lot of people that I used to work with who are still in the field that I worked in. I've been trying to keep in touch with these people recently because I want to keep a handle on what's going on in my industry if I do need to go back to work. I don't want to go back to work because I really enjoy being retired, but if I need to, I need to. You got to have a plan B. So that's my suggestion for you all. I think one of the retirement channels, I think it's Buzz's Retirement Corner, I think he did a thing to see if he could just live on Social Security for a month. And I don't know what the end result would is. I didn't follow it all the way through, but if I lost my Social Security, it'd be very difficult for me and my wife to survive. So we would definitely need a plan B. So that's my suggestion. That's what I'm working on now. I don't know what the plan B is going to be yet. I haven't quite decided, but my wife and I get together and sit down at this desk right here, and we talk about these things. We are trying to formulate a plan. What can we do if we do need to, if we can't find jobs and we need to eliminate certain things or find a different way to live? Could we do it? What could we do? So that's what we're doing, and that's what I suggest you do. We all have to stick together on this. I'll bet most of you are on Social Security right now, maybe already on Medicare probably. Some of you might be on Medicaid. And what if that stuff goes away? Then what do we do? So something to think about. All right, my friends, that's it. Please be compassionate human beings. I know there's a lot of frustration with all this stuff. We don't want to get angry. We do want to state our case, but let's all be prudent, rational human beings. Let's try to be compassionate to other people, even if they have opposite views. And let's always be looking for the opportunities out there that arise every day for us to be helpful and useful to other people. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.